Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Medeek Wall plugin. My name is Nathaniel P. Wilkerson, and today I wanted to introduce a couple of features that I've added into the stair module. And so now you can see that the stair toolbar has 4 additional icons that are added to it. And so those icons are the add curve segment, delete curve segment, and draw spline railing and edit spline railing. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop that back in there. And let's get started by throwing down a grid here, and let's just do that real quick. So basically what the first item here is this add curve segment, and this is specifically for dealing with our existing railing assemblies that we've already introduced prior to this. So to get started, let's just use the default settings, and I'm going to basically just draw a fairly simple railing here. And you'll notice that I'm putting this at a 45-degree angle here, and then I'm just going to stretch out over here. That should work. Doesn't really matter what points we've got. Let me just go ahead and hit enter to complete our railing. Okay, so there's our kind of typical straight polyline railing. As you can see, we've got some intermediate posts, we've got corner posts, and we've got our start and end posts. Okay, so basically what this allows you to do is sometimes you're going to have situations where you might want some curved segments of railing instead of straight. And so specifically this is for doing that. So we'll go ahead and click this tool. And you'll notice as you mouse over each one of these segments, and it will allow you to kind of get a preview of what it wants to do with that segment. Right, and so you can see here we've got like a half circle. This one's a little funky because we're basically coming tangent off that 45 and then trying to connect into this this straight segment here. So I mean, I don't know how useful that curve is, but one thing to note though is that if you are at the start or the end of the polyline, it's not going to allow you to put a curve on that segment. And the reason is because it's actually looking for a tangent segment to basically make that curve, and there is no tangent before the first segment or after the last segment. So it needs to have an additional segment. So just one limitation, and I may change that at some point or may try to make a workaround. But all right, so let's go ahead and just click that and give it a little second here to update, and you can see now it's done that. Now, right now it's rotating those posts because it still thinks there's a straight segment there, right? So what we probably want to do is we want to go in here and under the corner posts, we want to turn that auto rotate off. I'm just going to switch it to ortho. So this may be something I may need to update so that it properly calculates the tangent. Okay, so now it updated, and now you can see that those posts are just oriented properly on those corners. All right, same sort of thing. Let's go ahead and add in an arc here just to give it a test. And it might take a little longer because it's got to generate it. All right, and there you go. So, but again, this arc or curve segment tool is specifically for just generating curve segments on existing polyline railings. It's not for doing a standalone curve per se. Not to say that you couldn't, but I mean, that's really not its intent or purpose. All right, and then of course the delete tool, same thing. You just mouse over. You really can't mouse over the curve portion because it's looking for the straight segment. But if you come over kind of to where the corner post, where you have a curve segment, you can then highlight it. And once it highlights, you just have to click, and then if you give it a second, it'll update. All right, and then I'm going to show you guys one other little quick example with this. So let's go ahead and put down another, just really quick here. I'm just going to put like a little S-shaped segment of railing here, make it small so that it refreshes really quick. By the way, the reason why it is a little slow or takes a little while to update is because we're doing what's called, post to post here. And what's happening is as it creates this railing, it will try to subtract against the posts. And so it's doing a Boolean subtraction at every single post. And that is kind of, computationally expensive. And so it takes a little time to calculate that. And it's actually doing that for the shoe rail as well as for the handrail up top. And so, you know, the more subtractions you have, the longer it takes to regenerate. So just so you're aware. All right, so if we use this add curve again on this segment, you're going to notice we have this kind of interesting S-shaped curve. And the reason is because it's trying to come tangent off of this segment, and this segment's going that direction. So it's trying to figure out a way to compute it. So this is what's called a bi-arc solution. I don't know. Again, I don't know how useful this is, but yeah, you can do this sort of thing as well. And granted, if you're kind of at a 45, it'll find that more gentler S curve. Let's go ahead and just do that. I'll show you guys what that looks like. All right, so if we go, say, just kind of do, well, I mean, it can be really any angle, but I'm just doing 45 because that's a pretty common situation. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that curve in. So now you can see it'll do this sort of configuration, just like that. All right, so that's the curve segment tool, and it works reasonably well. Now let's jump really quick, so this video isn't too long, to this new spline tool. So the spline tool is basically a completely standalone, independent of the regular railing tool. So spline assemblies and regular railing or polyline assemblies are two, completely different animals, and they're completely handled separately. So let's go ahead and just click that, and it brings up its own edit menu. And you'll notice that there are no corner posts available. You'll have your start post, end post, and middle post. So there is no corner post because there are no corners. All right, so let's go ahead and just pick any point here, and you'll notice that now you only get like a 2D preview, right? So basically the reason is because we're kind of creating spline control points, and it's be kind of confusing if you have like a 3D wireframe preview. I'm just going to do kind of a very simple shape. Okay, so basically you kind of get your 4 control points or whatever you want to do, hit enter, and now what it allows you to do is set that tangent point for the start, right? So you can see how that's impacting kind of the sweep of that spline. So I'm just going to go straight actually right here, and then it asks me to select that tangent point for the end. Okay, then I select that. Okay, so 2 mouse clicks, and there we go. Okay, so interestingly enough, prior to when I was testing this, I had the spline density set to 1, which of course just does one segment. Let's go ahead and set that actually to, like, let's say 12. So that's a little confusing to some people, I'm sure. Give it a second to update. And we probably set it too high. We don't need it that high, but let's see here. Okay, my apologies. I was trying to use the draw menu to edit this, and obviously you can't do that. So I got to jump out of the draw menu, click the edit spline assembly, and then edit it. So let's go ahead and just try 6 actually. All right, give it a second update. Okay, that's better. Now you can see basically how it's following that spline. Now the spline is pretty coarse. I mean, so what that spline density does is it basically gives you, well, it tells you right here actually, it gives you the number of segments between control points. So basically we set up 4 control points, and so if we have 6 segments, that's going to be 3 segments with 6 each, so that's 18. It's going to break it into 18 smaller segments essentially, and you can adjust this. And I recommend, because splines, it's subtracting against the entire rail, and I may change that to make it performance a little better. I suggest if you're just kind of roughing things out, use a lower spline density, which will make your speed things up a little bit for you, because with a higher spline density, you're going to see it's going to take just a while to rebuild that. Okay, so I rebuilt it. Yeah, I mean, you can go as high as you want, but I recommend staying somewhere between 6 and maybe 32 at most. 24 is probably way more than adequate. But anyways, there you go. You can set that up. Now, I don't have a way to reset those tangency points at this point. So, at some point I may add that in so that you can edit the tangency points. But you can actually edit the points that define the spline itself. So you just right click and then you go outline, edit spline railing outline. Okay. So one more thing I just wanted to show you guys real quick. I didn't want to make this video too long. So basically with the spline, you can do an arc or like a semicircle or something like that. Yeah, it may not be exactly a true arc because it is applying a Catmull ROM spline or whatever exactly it's called. I can't even remember how to what that name is. It's a centripetal Catmull ROM, I think, is what we're using. But all right, so I'm going to just go ahead and just draw, let's say, a circle here with SketchUp. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just basically trace along these lines. Let's set our spline density lower now because we're going to have quite a few control points. So we're only going to need, maybe 3 segments for each, segments between each control point. I'm just going to do like a quarter circle. And you can see that that spline is tracking along that circle pretty well, right? Okay, so then I'm going to just do a quarter circle. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, so as far as what you want to do here, you can do straight, you can come off it straight, or you can come off it like this. I don't know, I'm just going to come off the other point, seeing if that'll give me a fairly reasonable result. I'm going to come off this one as well, and then give it a second, and it should do its thing. All right, so there we go. So there is our quarter circle using the spline tool. So you can see you can generate kind of your standalone curved pieces of railing. And so these are different than, with the regular add curve or add curve segment tool here, which basically is assuming you've got a polyline railing you want to add a curve into it. This will allow you to do your own standalone curve railing assembly. So, all right, well, that's pretty much it. These railing assemblies, they have same features as all the other the regular railing assembly. There may be, I think with the intermediate fittings on the middle posts, I don't know for over the posts that I've enabled that yet, because I really don't know quite what to do there yet, to be honest, because I don't have any pre-configured fittings that, that just track along a specific curve or anything. So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do there with that. But anyways, if you guys have any other suggestions or comments or, even just bug reports, let me know. This is as of June 23rd is a brand new feature. And so I just put it together and, there may be a few little fires to put out yet. Anyways, guys, I appreciate your support and we will talk to you all later.